like, stay in the side chick box, okay? I was always the main chick. He never stopped talking to me, ever.
You only making the highlight. Tell mama that I only want my whole life to only be behind. We only making the highlight.
Hey guys, this is Zena. So I am filming today. Let me back up on my brush on a story time that I was supposed to film yesterday. Well, actually Sunday, but I just never got around to filming it because my shows come on, like Basketball Wives, and on Monday my shows come on, so I didn't really have the time to film it in the daytime because I was out. So I'm just gonna film this real quick. This is a story time about the time. Oh, and don't mind my background because this is the storage room. We keep a lot of, like, when me and my mom, we shop a lot, so in here is like really off the chain. That's my prom dresses and stuff back there, shoes back there, clothes everywhere over there. So it's just a story time that I told Keisha that I would do because she was going to mention it on her vlog. And if you didn't see the video with Keisha Kaylee when we first met her, go look at that. So let's get into it. Oh, this is a story time about the time I caught my boyfriend cheating on many occasions, but I just never okay. So one day, back in like February, my boyfriend asked me to go to prom with him. Yes, he's a year younger than me. So we met when I was a senior in high school and he was a junior. So my boyfriend asked me to go to prom with him, and I was like, you know, I was actually contemplating going back and forth, like, should I go, should I not go, because I didn't have any friends in his class. I mean, I knew people, but I didn't consider them like friends. And well, I did consider some people as friends, but you know, I hadn't talked to them in a long time, so it was like it would be awkward for me to go. It wouldn't be awkward, but I just didn't feel like I should have went. Even though, but he didn't go with me my senior year. That's not why I didn't go. It's just that I just didn't feel actually that comfortable to go. So I was going back and forth. So when I finally decided to go, my mom was like, it's too last minute. I'm not paying for $150 for a ticket when you could have told me earlier, which was true. I could have told her earlier, but I was still going back and forth about the situation. So he was like, okay, babe, you know, it's no problem. You can, he was like, you don't, it's okay. I'll just go to prom alone. Now, everybody knows when you have a boy that's a senior in high school, he's not going to go to prom alone. He want to go to prom with a girl. Like, why would he want to go alone? So that, at first I believed it, but it didn't sit right with me. So I was like, okay, I believed him for a minute. So as time came, it was like around my spring break time in March because I'm in college. We was really getting into it a lot, and you know, not really on the same page about things. And one day he had sent me a message. I don't have the messages no more, but one day he had sent me a message and was like, how he feel like I don't give him attention no more, and da da da. So I just felt like all that was leading up to the cheating. So we went back and forth about that. Broke up for about 2 days maybe, and then we finally got back together. So weeks go by, weeks goes by. Let's fast forward until a week. I think it was like the week before prom. So I had a whole bunch of errands to run this day, and so did my boyfriend. So we was just texting each other all day because he really was really busy. He was like, you know, babe, I'm going to what was the store? A tuxedo store, another tuxedo store to pick up his what is it called? A tuxedo. So he did that. So I was not knowing that we was on the same highway. One day, this is the same day we picked up his tuxedo. We riding down the same highway. He's in the turning lane going this way, and I'm still going straight on the highway. I see, as you know, like when you just ride, you just like do an overview of the highway. You just look at every car that's on the highway. So I looked in the turn lane. I was like, that looks like my boyfriend's car. And I was like, I'll just see when I roll by, because I know a lot of people can have a red car. So I looked in the car. It was him. I got so shocked, y'all. Like, I swear to God, I got so shocked. But I didn't say anything to him about the situation after he told me it wasn't him. So I did mention it to him. And mind you, when I looked in the car, it was a girl in the passenger. So mind you, it was a girl in the passenger seat. So I'm like, who? And in the back of my head, I'm like, he does have a stepmom, but that couldn't be a stepmom because stepmom have a pixie cut. And I'm like, I don't know what girl. I'm like, he ain't got no cousins in Georgia. So I'm like, who is it that's in the car with him? So I text him, guys. It took him about 30 minutes to text back and was like, oh no, I'm in the car by myself. I'm alone. So mind you, I'm like, well, maybe that's just somebody that looked like him. It was the same car. I was like, well, I just let it slide. I didn't say anything about it. So let me fast forward. So after that, I didn't mention that no more to him. So let me fast forward to the week of prom. This is like the next week, the day of prom to be exact. No, the week of prom. We had made plans like that Sunday to go to this movie theaters. Well, this place in Georgia called Atlanta called Phipps Plaza, and we had made plans to go to the movies. And he was like, we were gonna go see some movie that was coming out, and I was like, okay, cool. So his prom was downtown Atlanta, so the plans were after prom I was gonna go drive to Phipps and meet him up there, which was down the street from where the prom was, and that we were going to go to the movies, because I didn't go to prom with him. That was just gonna be like the after of the prom. So let's fast forward like a couple days. So like that Thursday, I asked my sister, are we still gonna go to the movies? He was like, oh no, I don't think I want to go to the movies no more because I'm going to be tired after prom. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not going to even really stress it out. I was like, maybe he really is going to be tired because I know you go to school like half the day and you get out and then you get ready for prom. So I was like, yeah, maybe he is going to be tired. So I didn't really think nothing of it. I didn't really stress it. So this is the day of prom. The day of prom, I asked him, I said, well, make sure you tell me when to come over so I can take pictures with you because I'm not going to prom with you, but I feel like I still can come take pictures, like, whatever. He was like, okay, cool, no problem. You could do that, da 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 da. So guys, 12 o'clock goes by, we still texting, no problems. 2 o'clock goes by, no problems. 3 o'clock go by, no problems. 4, 5, 6 go by. Now people starting to post pictures on Instagram, so I'm texting. I'm like, so I text him. I said, don't forget to let me come over. He was like, okay, I got you. So then I asked myself, so what time prom start? I think he said like 7:30 or something like that. I was like, oh well, it's like 6:45, 7 o'clock now. You're not gonna start to get dressed. He was like, oh, it don't take me long to get dressed. You already know that, so it's not gonna take me long. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can still come over because maybe he's just gonna be fashionably late. 7:30 come by. I haven't got no response since he said it don't take him long to get dressed. So I'm still texting him, sending like 4 or 5 messages at a time. He's still not replying. So I'm like, something is fishy. So I played a mind game on him. And I said, somebody told me that you have a date to prom. Yeah. He hit me back with the, she's not a date. She is a friend. I'm just taking the prom. What? Okay. So now, my boyfriend's just giving a ride to somebody to prom. Not believing it. Because if y'all riding in the same car together, y'all pulling up at prom together, that's your date at this point. So, we're going back and forth in the text. And so, guys, I finally was like, I'm done. I never specified if I was done with the relationship or if I was done with the conversation. But I meant I was done with the conversation. So, he took that and ran and thought that since I said that I was done, that meant that I was done with the relationship and he could do whatever he wanted to do on prom. After I said I'm done, he never replied and said okay, never asked no questions to clarify what I was done with. So by this time, me and Alon, I got thoughts going through my head. So I decided to take my behind down to the prom. Yes, me and Alon went to the prom, and we have a vlog when we went to the prom, and I'm pretty sure we'll link that down below if you didn't go watch it, so you can go watch the vlog of all this going on. So we went down to the prom. We get there by the time the prom is over, so everybody was outside. I texted him and told him I was coming to the prom. He tells the girl, people telling me that the girl left prom early because I said I was coming, but I wasn't coming after you. I was coming after him, but you should have known better. This man had a girlfriend. You should have known better. So, yeah, I get to the prom. Everybody outside. They're nowhere else. They are nowhere to be found outside. So my friend calls me and was like, the next move is everybody going to either Lennox to Cheesecake. So that was the next move, Lennox to Cheesecake. And I'm gonna tell y'all the next move after that. So I was like, maybe he just told me he was tired because he didn't want to go to the movies and to take her to the movies. So we did go to the cheesecake. People were there after the prom, but they weren't there. So I kept texting him. He's not even replying at this point. I go to the Phipps. He's not over there, nowhere to be found. So my friend came back was like, the next move is this hotel party. So finally at this point, he texts me back and like talking about leave him alone and how he don't want this anymore. And I was telling him, no, you're gonna want this until I say so. So he was like, know how he don't want this relationship no more, and that I can find somebody better than him, and da 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 da, all this other crazy stuff, guys. So I'm like, he's crazy. We just need to talk. Maybe he's just talking outside his head, or I mean, outside his neck, and all of the stuff like that. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't even understand the problem because we were good the whole week until the day of, which I felt like he should have told me that he was taking her as just for a ride to prom. I feel like he should have said that. And he made this whole fantasy about how his mom told him to let her ride, and she put the date together, and they're just making up all this stuff to cover up his lies, which were stupid because at the end of the day, guys, everything unfolded. So, no, he finally replied talking about how he used to leave him alone and whatnot. So then he finally tells me he had a hotel party. So I was like, you're at the hotel party with the girl? I'm like, that's just not a good combination right there. If you was trying to work this thing out, you had a hotel party with her. It's not working out because you already out with her. And I feel like hotel parties, prom dates, prom night, what type of combination is that? Come on. So we argued about that. So finally, guys, I left downtown. I went back home, pondered on the situation for a long time. He came over the next day. We talked about it, and we ended up not being together. So he stayed with her for about, this happened in April, so around June, like the end of May, beginning of June, he was coming back to me. And I'll probably do another story time about how he came back. And right now, currently, we are trying to work things out, but we're in a friend status right now. Yeah, I mean, we're working on things for the better if we're trying to get another relationship going. And we're working on trust and all stuff like that. I mean, at the end of the day, he said that was just a girl because she was closer to home. I mean, I was like an hour away from here at college, and he was like, that was the girl that was closer to home, and I wasn't giving him enough attention. That was just somebody just to give him attention. He didn't want her, and he was mad at himself for leading her on. Yeah, and all this crazy stuff like that. At the end of the day, I just say, boys, just be honest with your girl, and vice versa, and don't lead these side chicks on because they really get a lot of balls when you lead them on. Because, oh girl, I'll probably incorporate that into the next story time about how he came back. Yeah, because that all goes with that. But oh girl really just stepped out of her box. Like, stay in the side chick box, okay? I was always the main chick. He never stopped talking to me ever. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching the story time. It was probably a little bit all over the place, but I mean, I tried to tell the best that I could tell it. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later in the next story time. And y'all probably see me later on with this same shirt on because I'm going to be going out today. So this is my outfit that I'm going to be going out with. So I'm going to vlog probably. So yeah, like I said, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next story time.
Oh my, what a wonderful time. Been a minute since I pulled up outside. Shut it down, yeah, we do that 8 times.